charge to make the 2024 Broker Carrier Summit possible, and we are so excited to have their support. In case you haven't heard, TAFS offers much more than freight factoring. It provides a comprehensive support system for trucking companies of all sizes, specializing in fast and efficient invoice factoring with the ability to pay carriers in as little as 1 hour. And TAF's services go well beyond factoring, offering a fuel card that unlocks major fuel discounts, flexible business loans that are designed to cater to the distinct needs of a carrier's operations, a dedicated, responsive client experience team, and much more. Blackbox Logistics is a 3PL freight brokerage based out of Birmingham. Alabama Blackbox Logistics was formed in 2020 by 3 friends, Logan Dyer, William Graves, and Will Hopkins, in a basement office with the goal of bringing transparency around the clock communication and hassle-free customer experience to the table. Multi-service fuel card, the industry's first fuel card, was created by an over-the-road truck driver in 1978 to offer a safe, simple, and cost-effective way to handle fuel and trucking expenses. Initially, it addressed safety concerns of carrying cash on the road. Today, it combats advanced fraud with best-in-class technical and personal support. Sales-CRM is built for freight broker and agent sales teams. Manage your shipper prospecting and follow-ups. Organize your carriers in the lanes they run. HD Ships is a leading logistics provider specializing in sustainable and tech-driven freight solutions. With hubs in Reno, Phoenix, and London, we deliver comprehensive services, including full truckload, expedited cross-border, and intermodal freight. Leveraging proprietary technology, we offer 24/7 tracking, real-time visibility, and advanced automation to ensure safe, compliant, and efficient transportation. Our commitment to sustainability enables clients to offset emissions through carbon credits, aligning logistics with environmental goals. At HD Ships, we prioritize transparency, reliability, and exceptional customer service, empowering clients to achieve seamless, sustainable logistics solutions worldwide.
What's up? Happy Friday.
Happy Friday. Sorry, I guess I countdown went faster than normal. I was looking down my phone and all of a sudden I see we're live.
Yeah, we are live. And so you are back in the States, right? Back from Bolivia?
Yeah, I got a new MacBook too. I was going to say, it's like, this camera is way better, I think. I don't know if it's the lighting in my hotel or the camera, but I feel like I'm like glowing a little bit today, where I'm normally like, I don't know. Maybe my camera was just hadn't been cleaned on my old computer in a long time. I'm not sure, but it's good to be back.
100%. Yeah, your audio is much clearer and the camera looks great. So it's great to have you joining the Mac laptop crew. Well, before we get into it, shout out to our sponsors. First, we got Black Box Logistics, 3PL out of Birmingham, Alabama. Matt, I'll let you take HD there.
Yeah, HD ships out of Reno, Nevada. If you're looking to be an agent, I'd love to chat with you.
We got Sales Dash CRM, the OG sponsor, our first ever sponsor. They actually agreed to sponsor the show before we even had an episode out. Black Box is a customer. We love it. It's a freight-centric CRM. So if you're in the market, give them a shout, Josh Lyles. And then we've got our banner sponsor, Taft's Top 10 Factoring Company out of Kansas City. Great group over there. Also, lots of good educational content on their website. If you're looking to learn more about factoring or in the market, I would definitely look them up.
Yeah, no, 100%. Our guest today knows a little bit about Taft's. He knows the guys over at Taft's as well, and it'd be fun to talk about some offshoring with Matt. We both met Matt in person when, hard to believe I was in Birmingham over a year ago now. That was what, last November?
October. So yeah, about 14 months ago.
Yeah, well, it was after broker carrier, so yeah, maybe it was the end of October, early November. But yeah, time flies. Now we're entering 2026 in 2 weeks. So
yeah, man, it's crazy. Yeah, I think that's the first time I met Matt as well. I'm trying to think. No, I guess I met him in Kansas City, but he left his mark on Birmingham. He was attacked by a homeless man after our Black Box opening party. So that was something.
I wasn't there yet for that because I missed the opening party because I was at Broker Carrier Summit, so I missed that missed that event. I came in the next day.
Yeah, it was eventful for sure, and that's kind of where this. I mean, a lot of our audience is probably aware that Matt Anness, he has the softest hands in freight. It's a known fact. People talk about it often, and that's kind of where I discovered that. Go ahead and bring him on stage here to kind of, I guess, maybe tell his side of the story or just confirm that he does in fact have soft hands. Matt, thanks for joining us.
Hey, yeah, Matt.
Thanks for having me on. That's a new intro. That I haven't gotten that one from any other podcast or webinar that I've done. Yeah, thanks for that, Will.
Well, we like to keep it just candid, real on the Two Dogs podcast. Just tell it how it is, right? So yeah,
it's well manicured, looked after hands. I don't know. There's soft hands.
They are looked after. We were on a Teams call for something work related, right? And Matt was over there putting lotion on his hands, and it was just like, man, I can't like focus, or it was just weird, like we're on the Teams call and he's just lathering up. It was nuts.
In Kansas City, it's cold. They put the heater on. It dries the air out, man. You got to keep them, nice and moisturized. So yeah, I lotion my hands. I believe in self-care.
I believe in self-care as well. And all in good fun, audience. Matt's a good friend. I don't actually think he does have soft hands, but
I mow my own lawn. I rake my own leaves. I'd say wash my own car. I do the interior. I use my hands. I'm not out there, setting railroad spikes or anything like that. But
right. Look, man, I don't know who you're trying to convince, if it's yourself or what, but let's get into it. Let's get into some logistics. So, and we forget to mention it sometimes. So Trio actually does the graphics for our show. So Matt is the president of Trio, offshore staffing company, and so all the cool graphics, intro videos, and all that good stuff. That is Trio, and then they also do logistics staffing. Black Box has, hell, I don't know, Matt, how many do we have through Trio now? About 20.
Yeah, we're coming up on it.
Yeah.
Oh wow, you have that many now? I feel like just last year it was like 5, wasn't it? I didn't know you had 20.
It was probably like 1 this time. No. Yeah, I don't know.
3.
Yeah.
It wasn't very many. I didn't know you had upped it all the way to 20. Wow.
And then Andre says, OMG, here we go again. He must be talking about the soft hands. The comments usually come in a little bit later while we're on stream. But yeah, no, Trio's been great. Yeah, we've got a village of like an office full of Trio workers now.
It's 20 people that you have insulting me. It's nothing better as the president of a company is when your employees come to you with insulting remarks.
Yeah, explain that, Matt. Explain that for the viewers. What what's happening there?
Yeah, so I mean, it's we have our own internal chat at Trio as well, and I give access to all of our employees to directly communicate with me, and Will's developed a great relationship with his employees. I will say that. So he does prod them. He does push them along to hey, reach out to Matt, tell him he's got soft hands, or tell him he's this. And those that have known me long enough have actually started doing it. So that's been a treat that's developed over the last 30 to 60 days. Having various employees say, "Hey, Sharman, how you doing today?"
Yeah. So that's I guess it's one of those things where it's like I'm too immature to have this much influence on our workers, but so we operate in Slack. So we've got these different channels, right? And one's called Offshore Dogs, and it's where all of our offshore staff and then myself and a couple of managers communicate if we just need to send a message to offshore. And the way it started, so like our in-house employees, I don't know, like there's just maybe one that I want to poke fun at, and I'll just get them all to start messaging that person, and they just kind of like attack them. In like a joking, like loving way. It's like memes, jokes, all that good stuff. It's never anything too personal. But yeah, I try to get them to all because message Matt that he had soft hands, but they were all scared that Matt was going to fire them. So they all act like they're on my side and are real loyal. But then when I asked them to, message Matt that he has soft hands, there's only like one or two that will actually do it.
I'm sitting here. We're coming up on 3 years that I've been with Trio, and writing out culture policies, working on our core values, identifying who we are in the building, trying to get them all work together as a team. And then Will's over here, trying to get them to say that I've got soft hands or pitting one employee against the other. It's just been complete opposite of everything I've been doing.
At least Will didn't tell them all that you were giving them like a 100% raise or something,
Yeah. But I will say, I mean, I think the relationship that a lot of them have with Will is really good. I think it's really healthy. I think, a lot of them would say that, they'd go to war for Will. I see that a lot in a lot of the different chat groups and sort of things. When they talk, we do we call it an employee development sheet, but here in the Trio US, we want to hear from every employee every month about how they think everything's going with their job, with the company, that sort of thing, every 30 to 60 days, just so that they feel like they have a voice. And then we personally respond here on the US side to them, and a lot of the times it's the Black Box team that comes back, love the Black Box, I'll go to war for those guys, that sort of thing.
Yeah, see, but they say that, and at first it was awesome, man. I remember it was like, we go to war for like whatever. They like hype me up in our chat, and we get really excited. It's cool, like this good bonding. But then when it actually came time to go to war with you, they weren't willing to go to war. But no, I will say with the offshore, what's been big for us in our team is that, or what we really try to embody and do, and we're not perfect at it, but is to treat the offshore like we do the in-house people. So, make them feel a part of the operation. And like part of our culture is like, we like to have fun. We like to be serious and provide an excellent service, but at the same time, we want to have fun while we're doing it. So some of that's just banner, being a little playful here and there, cracking jokes. And we like to get them involved with that. It's been great to really see their personalities and get to know them. Yeah, I mean, these people that I've never met in person, but I feel like I know them. And we're actually going to the Philippines in February. So I'm going with
No way.
With
really?
Matt. Yeah, so we'll go down there and I'll get to meet them.
I didn't think you'd ever go. I think that's great though. I got to meet our Colombian team. We have 15, now 20 maybe reps in Colombia, and my first time leaving the country. It was it's a great decision. It's great meeting them, and I think you'll enjoy it too, Will.
I think you hit the nail on the head. It's culture. And that's one thing that we push for a lot of our clients is just kind of how can we instill the black box culture within our employees over there. Getting over there, meet them, see the Philippines, you really kind of get to embrace it. We try to do it with like our colors and how we act and like our website, just trying to put out a little bit of the Philippine culture for our US clients to see. But yeah, I think it's going to be great. Kind of hop over, see them, meet them. I know they're all super excited to meet you. They're currently right now, I don't know if they sent you any images, but they're all decorating for Christmas. Have they sent you any images?
No, I haven't seen any images, but I'll have to ask for some. Man, so speaking of images and their culture, man, Filipinos love Photoshop. Every single trio employee that we have is just like a killer with Photoshop. I don't know what it is, but they love it. They're really good at it.
Yeah.
So
They quick with the memes too.
Yeah, they're funny.
So getting this back a little bit to logistics, 'cause I think we were like 20 minutes in here. But what did they exactly do for you, Will? Are these track and trace? Are they what are your reps? This question for you too, Matt. Are they doing carrier sales, track and trace? Like, what kind of jobs are being performed?
So quite a few, but the main one. So the way Black Box is set up, half of our office is pure cradle to grave, A to Z, and then the other half is, it's basically like cradle to grave 2.0, like pod style. It's a team. So the idea is employee comes in day one is cradle to grave, and they work their way up seller levels until they finally graduate to new position, which is SAM, senior account manager. So account manager to senior account manager. And at that point, we build a team around them. And that standard team build out will be SAM at the top escalation point, and they'll get CSR, which is usually in-house. And then they'll get carrier sales most of the time in-house. And they'll get data entry, track and trace, which will be offshore through Trio. So we've got about like 8 between those positions for our different teams, like 8 to 10. We've got we've got 2. One that does weekday after hours, one that does weekends. We have an LTL team lead. We've got track and trace for some of our cradle to grave team leaders. Trying to think what else. So
Your door just open?
Do what?
Did your door just open?
Yeah, Abby just got home. That's why I kind of was thrown off track, and then the dog started whining because she's all.
I heard a big bang. That's why I was like, are you all right?
Yeah, it's crazy. I was like, hey, I've got this podcast at 3, and I do it off my laptop, and my phone's connected. It's a Mac, and then she just like starts calling me back to back, like as we're going live. I'm like, what are we doing here? But yeah, like I said, working from home for the second half of the day. I guess it's the pre-show. We did our Christmas celebration today and cut everybody at noon to work from home.
You have a dog, Will?
Do what?
Do you have a dog?
Abby has a dog, and I have started claiming it as my dog. So
the dog will keep quiet during the podcast?
Yeah, the dog's great. She gets excited when somebody gets home and like starts making noises. I don't really know how to describe the noises because it's not a bark. It's like a whining. Like she gets really excited. But other than that, yeah, she just sleeps all the time. Like 19 hours a day probably.
Yeah. I don't even know where you are, to be honest with you. Like I don't recognize. I've obviously been to your house, but I don't even recognize. Are you like right by the front door at that table?
No, I'm at one of the dining room tables to the.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm just in a room. I don't know how to explain.
I don't remember being that decorated. Like you having your shoes and stuff on the background and all that. Maybe Abby helped you decorate the place over the last year.
No, man, I decorated most of it. She's got we have a ton of Christmas decorations up. We're hosting I'm not going to get into it. It's some kind of party event thing. Tomorrow it's Christmas themed. So there's like snowflakes all over my house and just candy. It's a lot. A lot's going on right now.
Is he doing like a Friendsmas?
Man, so we're doing a I'm gonna need to give some context on this. It's a murder mystery game. So and you purchase it, and so there's 15 people coming, and every person is a character, like a Christmas character, and they all get like a PDF which describes how their characters should act, how they should dress, and then there's a story that will play out. And I mean, like we've got envelopes with the name, you got money for the game, and it's just a whole thing. And so yeah, it's a murder mystery game.
Nice.
Yeah, it should be. I don't know. It'll be interesting to say the least. Her birthday is on Sunday, so it's like for her birthday, she wanted to do a murder mystery night. So here we are.
Definitely. I'll circle back and just answer your question. The data entry, order entry is what we're doing, Matt. We do a lot of track and trace. There's an LTL coordinator, and just kind of some of the things that really work out for Will is just been the SOP creation. We create LMS courses. So like Black Box has, I think, 5 or 6 LMS courses. We do a little bit of carrier sales in the after hours and weekend for him. We don't touch customer sales. Like that's something that's got to be done in the US. We strongly believe that. And yeah, I mean, just kind of like the dog. If I were to do this from my house, my dog hears my voice, and after about 10 minutes of me neglecting him, he'd just start barking or screaming. So it's we know that like the work from home, all of our employees are in office, and I think that's where Will's team's really been able to strive and really work together well, is because they are in office collaborating.
Yeah.
So
that's huge for us, and one of the things that we like most about I don't want to say like the most. There's lots of things that we appreciate about Trio, but a lot of the what you want to call them like near shore, offshore staffing companies, they're all remote, and that's tough. It just is like, man, it's good to have that accountability with people going in, and then further that osmosis of, okay, so if we have this one data entry rep learn is there, then we onboard another with Trio, that person's going to be near the other one. So if they have questions, they can ask them. They're not on an island alone. So we love that. And then we love the managers that we have in place for kind of the quality control and the floaters. So Trio does and Matt, I'll let you explain actually, because I'm sure I'm gonna, not explain it as nicely as you would, but essentially we have floaters. So if and when a data entry person is sick or whoever, I use data entry as a specific example, but if one of our reps is out, there's a floater that can step in. So there's no miss. So with a in-house employee, my carrier sales guy is sick, there's nobody to step in and take that. Like somebody else is going to take the workload, but we don't have another human to replace the carrier salesperson for the day. With the Trio reps, we do. So like today, for example, we had a track and trace rep out. I think it was actually one of our team leads stepped in and was like, hey, like I'm going to be taking over this role today from their credentials, all that. And like, we don't miss a beat. So that's huge.
Yeah. I mean, it's a CYA for us, cover your ass. We know it. Philippines, you go to a lot of these countries, Mexico, Colombia, wherever, there's 28 national holidays. That's a month out of the year. Like it's a lot. Cultures in a lot of these places that are being nearshore or offshore are very family oriented, right? So, a great uncle on the mother's side or something like that passes away. They want to go to a funeral. Anything like that, you'll run into it where they're going to have to take days off. And when it's unexpected, that's the hardest thing. You can't plan for it as a company, and it just really wrecks your operations. If you've got somebody that's focused on sales and now has to do track and trace because somebody calls out, it just kills the productivity of a business. So that was one thing that when we had put 160 people in an offshore company before we launched Trio, was we had tons of call outs every single day, and we thought we could do it better. We look at a team like Will. He hasn't had to really train any of his people. We do the first 80 to probably 85% of the training on how to do his task the way that his company does it. And then his account manager, through working those first few weeks, bring them across the finish line. But having a floater that can step in, do those tasks, having team leads, with the members that he's got 2 team leads now. There's one for every 10 employees. They know how all of these jobs are done. They do all the live coaching and shadowing in the Philippine side for Will and his team. They can step in if needed as well and do those daily tasks. So we have floaters, we have the team leads that can do that. And it's allowed us, for our clients, to make sure that they don't have a missed day of productivity due to Trio.
How many reps do you have total for Trio right now, approximately?
So we're new, and we do all organic growth. So unlike some of the other companies where, hey, we're owned by this company, and we started with 200 offshore. All our growth is organic, and we just crossed over 100 employees.
Oh, nice! Congrats.
Yeah, thank you. So
Will's one of the larger ones then, with 20.
Yes, Will is. So we've got
VIP.
We've got Will's team 20, another with like 12, 14, couple with 10, a lot of onesies, twosies as well. It's offshoring. If it's something where we can document that role and then put it into our process of having the team lead over there, having the floater, we found that we can be successful in the majority of roles for people.
So one of the highest impact positions that Trio filled for us was that LTL team lead. So the hire handles our LTL pretty much exclusively. So we're primarily we are a full truckload brokerage, and say 75%, 70% open deck, maybe 20% van, then 10% box trucks, sprinters. But very few LTLs, but enough to where we need to be able to service them, but it doesn't make sense for my reps to juggle what they're doing and then booking an LTL. So we had a few people in-house that were kind of running the LTL operations, but they also had different things at the company that they were doing. It was one of those things where it's like, man, we can't really, I don't know. It's just a tough, like, what do we do here? And it was finally like, why don't we give Trio a shot at it? And I had Matt, we kind of went back and forth on it a couple of times. I wasn't sure that you guys were going to be able to do, because it's pretty complicated position. A lot goes into it with the classing. There's a lot of room for error. So I was hesitant to run with it. Like I said, I mean, to be frank, I told Matt, I was like, I would rather you tell me that you can't do this than for us to like spend time trying to get this together and roll it out and it not work, right? Like I'm busy. Like everybody's, this is kind of, we're in a sprint season when this is happening. We still are, but there's just a lot going on. I was like, man, if we do this, like, I just like be sure that like you guys can do it. And they knocked it out of the park. Everybody loves her. She's awesome with LTLs. Like they send them to LTL@shipblbx.com. That's the distribution email. She responds within 5 minutes, gets pricing, books them, customer facing, carrier facing. It's a one-stop shop for our LTL, and that's through a Trio rep.
Now, do those reps, like that's a very difficult job. Do those reps get paid like more? Like I know with some of the offshoring in Colombia, if you're doing like specialized, like those are harder jobs to place. Or is that or was that just like a normal rep that was able on the same, pay structure to able to get it, or like more specialized roles with Trio generally at a higher level for talent, like similar to how it is in Colombia? If you can answer that, I don't know.
I don't know about Matt's cost, but our cost from Black Box, that rep costs as much as a track and trace rep.
So we pay all our reps the same. So the one thing that we've done kind of strategically is pay significantly higher in the Philippines so that we can get better talent. And we do all of our hiring, all our final hirings done in the United States too. So we know a lot of other offshore companies kind of go out and they may use temp agencies, or in the Philippines, like a big thing is if you've got 10 roles, you hire 100 people. Us culturally in the Philippines, we didn't want to be that. So we're going to hire what we believe are the right people from the gate. It takes a little bit longer. It's a little bit more labor intensive. We help we help all of our clients build out job descriptions. We have them fill out written assessments. We do interview assessments. There's 2 interviews and 3 assessments that are done with every candidate. Final interview is always done in the US. We pay significantly higher. In doing that, the talent that we're able to attract are usually subject matter experts or team leaders from other companies. We also require that any employee within the last 3 years, they've stayed at one position for at least 2 years. So they have that stick-to-itiveness as well. So we can bring in people that, are used to leading, being managers, that sort of thing, do production tasks for Will, like that LTL or the data entry, and really just kind of thrive and not have to work on, more of like a commission type schedule.
Yeah, we've never had anybody that we have gone to Trio with and said, we don't want this person. I don't think we've had people not work out for one reason or another, but we've never came to you guys and said, we just don't want to work with this person, like replace them or get rid of them. So we've been very happy with all the reps we've been provided with.
Yeah, I think I know we've had people leave. It's going to happen. It's not, nobody's perfect. You can't keep everybody. We'd love to keep every single one of our employees. But that's, like I said, that's part of the CYA of having the team lead there, us, helping out with that learning management course and the SOPs, having everybody in office, having the floaters so that the floater can either just step in or we can get somebody up to speed, real quick. I think a week has been the longest, Will, that we've kind of maybe had that we had to get somebody up to speed. So
yeah, it's always been quick turnaround. Well, Matt, give us because we kind of jumped straight to Trio. You mentioned as we were going back and forth to give the listeners some context. So you mentioned that you had placed maybe it was a couple hundred with a staffing company. Give us the background or kind of what led to Trio and how you got there. I mean, because it's kind of I don't know. I mean, like starting a staffing company in the Philippines, like where does that idea come from? The know-how, like all that good stuff.
Yeah. 2019, I went back to work at Taft. So I had worked at Taft as a sales account manager, senior sales account manager, working with carriers for our factoring services while I was at Taft's, and took a quick sabbatical, went to go work at Zillow, got my mortgage license. And then Jaime, JJ Heredia, asked me to come back and run the ambassador department, the social media influencers, that sort of thing. It transitioned into the director of strategic partnerships eventually, but one of the things I was tasked with, we had openings all the time for just some of the similar roles, like in logistics, that data entry, the track and trace, it was verifications or collections or whatever it may be, that it was just impossible keeping people there, having people call out. People, either wanted to move up or move out, really, some of those entry level roles that if you're doing it a year later, you're looking at yourself, looking for something else. So, we did a bunch of research. I was tasked with doing the research, looked at Philippines, looked in some places in Africa. We looked at Colombia. We looked other places in South America. And we ended up going with a company in South America. I think by the time we were done, we had about 140 to 160 people down there. And I think just me personally on my team, I think I had 3 members that helped with the dispatch side that I managed, as well as our ambassador department. But Some of the things that we ran into, like I said, I mean, the calling out. COVID was happening. People went to work from home. They never came back. If you tried to make them come back, they just left. We were losing good candidates, and then we had a lot of absences. And some of the English, South America was great for English, Spanish bilingual. A lot of those countries, they learn in Spanish, whereas in the Philippines, they go through school and they're learning in English. There's 180 different languages spoken in the Philippines, but the one that's common across all the islands is English. So, when you have conversations with them, it's a little bit more conversational. They also watch a lot of like the same TVs. Will's going to be going over there, but like in the hotels, in the condo, you go and you put on Netflix and it's all US shows. They listen to US music. They're very in tune with the American culture. So they understand like the turns of phrases, the idioms that we kind of struggled with some of our members in South America. So yeah, gosh, I want to say 2022. 2022, the company was formed. I think they got first client in November, and then January 2023, I started with Trio. And it was how we started. I came from sales. The owner came from sales. We were going to be an offshore staffing company for salespeople, and we quickly realized that it takes so much work to do that. And getting some of the U.S. companies to buy into how it's going to be successful was just really difficult. We found ourselves being sales consultants rather than a staffing company. So we made some transitions. That's where I shifted into the operations role and really just developed the SOP packaging, how we can put that together, how we can make it so that our Philippine employees will learn, the best way for them to learn, building out resources guides, that sort of thing, and just kind of honing in on how do we find the best talent, how do we train the best talent, how do we manage the best talent. And that's I feel like we've hit kind of a groove with a lot of our clients in doing that through those floaters, the team leads, the weekly meetings, all stuff that people are, when we start off, they're like, man, that seems like a lot, right? You want to create a whole SOP package for this role, you'll never be able to do it. Let's start with something. We can always build on it in the weekly meetings. Oh, you're going to build out a training course. It's a lot of clients when they start, they just don't believe it because they've never been offered it, they never experienced it, or they were charged extra for it. But yeah, that's a little bit about me, what I've kind of done in the past. At TAFS, it wasn't just the offshoring of employees that I did. I ran the strategic partnerships. So, I had a lot of great exposure to brokerages, to trucking companies, to TMS partners, insurance companies, safety companies, how they operate, how they run. I basically, created that network there. And it was really helpful when I did launch Trio, because we can help everybody in transportation, because I've sat in all of these people's offices, see how they operate, what works, what doesn't work.
Yeah, no, that's great. And so another thing that indirectly has really helped Black Box, which I'm hesitant to say this because my partner Logan is very heavy on SOPs, documentation. He's really good at that. But it was the first real direct experience I had with kind of like watching that, the SOP creation, the training library, and it kind of changed how we do some things internally with our in-house employees. Just documenting things. I kind of was always run and gun, still am, but I see the importance in the SOPs and more structure. So I don't know, that was a cool experience for me. Matt, what was or is maybe the toughest part about Trio, what you do, some of the challenges that you guys have faced?
Yeah, I mean, you can see it both sides. So we have Trio Philippines, so it's keeping employees happy, building the right culture in a building. As you cross 100 people, 2026, we want to cross over 300, 400 people across multiple offices. It's keeping them happy, building the right culture. The other one is breaking some of the old habits. The way that we operate in the Philippines is completely different than the way other offshore staffing, or they call them BPO companies, operate. A lot of it is micromanaging. That's what a team lead does. If they run numbers, they run QA, they micromanage. Whereas what we want our team leads to do is to be coaches, to do live shadowing, to kind of them drive the progress through actually knowing how to do the task and then showing somebody how to do it, not just saying, hey, you're doing this wrong. This is your QA score for the week. You need to get better. I think it's changing that culture in the Philippines, building it up, getting people bought in. So that's been one, because I'm not Filipino. Like, I have to rely on the team members that are over there, but then also change their thinking. And a lot of these that, like, that's not how we act, guys. Like, that's not, we don't just discipline somebody. It's got to come with, how can we make it better? Like, how can we take this as a learning opportunity to build out a resource item or a training guide or something like that to make better, this person either better or the next person better. So that's been one. I think on the client side, we do expect a lot from clients. We want to meet weekly. We want to know, how are we doing? We talk about the SOPs. Everybody will say, you can't document it all out the gate. And you're absolutely right. Like, you can't. But SOPs are living documents, and you can add to them. So, God, I mean, I don't know how many times, I think it's every couple of weeks, Will, that we're making a change to your SOPs, adding something, removing it, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
We can't do that unless we have constant engagement from our clients, right? So, Will, I think we meet once a week, once 2 weeks. Sometimes it's 15 minutes, sometimes it's 45 minutes. We don't want to take too much time from our client, but we also want to, God, if we've got 3, 4, one member, really, if it's just one member, or 3, 4, 16, 20 members, let's talk about it. How can we make it better? How can we build their knowledge base?
Yeah, we've got some comments here. I don't want to miss. Jaime says there's armies built over there. Chris said can vouch for the trio talent as well. And then Andres back says, Matt D should try Philippines too. Diversification of outsourcing teams has proven to be very successful. Matt, what would you?
Andres is a man. I'll just throw that out there.
Yeah, he's funny. I like him a lot.
He's probably a better salesman than me too. You're not going to leave a client meeting without Andres going, "Hey, can we get you, any other roles?"
Yeah,
he does a great job.
He is. Yeah. Now that you mention it, yeah, he really does.
He has to do a good job, because, like, I was thinking through this whole call, with as many, for Will's size of company, having that many offshore reps is like probably the most I know of a company Will's size. So I was like, you guys have to have a very good sales team too.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think I know any company in your revenue. Like, I know roughly your guys' revenue that has that many offshore reps.
Yeah.
So
it's just made sense for us especially as things kind of like tighten up, and then we got heavier on the team model. We really like what we're doing, and plan to continue building out more of those pods, teams type things. Matt, another question for you. What do you think are some things that maybe common factors that you think companies, I'm trying to think of how to phrase this, things that companies get right when they're trying to offshore, and then things that companies get wrong when they're trying to offshore?
I mean, getting right, I think it depends on, have they done it before, or are they new to it? We've had some companies that have been really good about, like, this is what we expect from your employee, right? This is exactly what we want. I can tell you that a lot of our clients do a really good job with kind of easing them into the role, especially with like the first employee of, hey, let's have you just do this one task, and then let's add this task, and then let's add this task. We've had a lot of clients that are great at doing that. We have one that does trip auditing, like it's kind of data entry. And we started with like 3 customers that we were doing trip auditing for them, and we're up to 59 now that we're doing it. And it was just piece by piece by piece. A lot of companies that come in don't really, they're not just trying to throw everything at the people all at once. So that's been really nice to see, and we see that across a lot of our clients. What's not done well, I mean, training somebody in the US is different than training somebody in South America or training somebody in Philippines or Eastern Europe or wherever it may be. So, kind of relinquishing some of those duties. I mean, it's not easy, right? This is their company, it's their baby. Giving up some of that training can be difficult. Once we build out the SOPs and our learning management courses and some of the other tools that we use to kind of quickly identify solutions for our employees, as we start building them out, and then our clients can see, hey, Trio can train my employee on their own. We don't have to do as much of it. I think that really frees them up, like to what you can do, Will, right? You can bring in a salesperson and just say, hey, Trio, get me a data entry guy. And it doesn't cost you 40 hours in training, right? It doesn't cost you your new person who's trying to build a book with you. They also have to train a data entry and a track and trace, and there goes 80 hours out of their first few months training that person.
Yeah. So there's been some companies in Birmingham who unfortunately went under in the last couple of months, and we got a few of their sales guys. So that was really nice to be able to bring them in, and within like 2 weeks they have a fully functioning team, and that includes some of the Trio people as well. Matt D, I know I've been monopolizing this one, asking Matt a lot of questions. Do you have anything that you wanted to ask or say?
No. I mean, we talk to Matt all the time, so you think you asked a lot of really good questions, and yeah, it was a good show, Matt. And we'll have to see you, in person coming up here soon. Well, you see Will, but I'll have to. I don't know when I'll be down to Birmingham or down south. Again, it's kind of far away, but
we don't know where you're going to be on this podcast. We guess I was telling Matt before the show. I was like, I don't know where the other Matt's joining from. Could be Colombia, could be Bolivia, might be Miami. Who knows? Minnesota. Where are you right now?
Miami.
Okay. Yeah.
Right. Dude, frequent flyer miles. What's that balance at now?
The sad thing is I've never used a frequent flyer because I fly different airlines depending on the time all the time. So I could have racked up a ton of points with flights and hotels. Probably a mistake on my part, but
yeah, I mean, points and status, man. That's how you get the upgrades and the lounge access.
Yeah, I have been flying first class lately though, without points, but I've just been splurging a little bit. So I just for long flights. Yeah. Well, we'll see you again here soon, Matt, and yeah, look forward to watching Trio's growth. I'm sure by the time we have you on again, or next time we see you, you'll be at 300 employees. So,
Matt, where can people find you or Trio if they want to get in touch about getting some people or learning more, or anything like that?
Yeah, www.mytrioservices.com. So MYTRIO services.com. That's our website. A lot of great information on there, kind of some of the transportation sectors that we help in our About Us, our solutions page. As well, they can visit us on LinkedIn, Trio Inc. You'll see teal coloring. You'll see the triangle logo. And then here in 2026, we're going to be launching a TikTok channel. So
Very
soon
good.
they'll be able to catch us on TikTok now. It's all going to be lighthearted. It's not a very serious. It's going to be a kind of like a bunch of parodies about operational efficiencies and some myth busting of offshore staffing. It's really just going to be a fun, lighthearted intro to Trio, so they can catch us there. And then LinkedIn and our website, best way to get a hold of us.
Yeah, I might have to re-download TikTok for that. Well, Matt, yeah, thanks again for joining us. You've been an excellent guest, and it's been a great conversation.
Man, I love it, guys. We'll have to get down, do the Robert Trent Joe's golf trail, or if you guys are coming up for the BCSKC, get together for a round.
Yeah, 100%.
Sounds good. Have a good weekend, Matt, and thanks again.
Thank you all. Happy holidays too.
All right.
That was fun. I knew that would be fun with Matt. Matt's always entertaining.
Yeah.
Shout out to our sponsors, Black Box Logistics, 3PL out of Birmingham, HG Ships out of Reno, Sales Dash, the OG sponsor, Freight Specific CRM, and TAFS, top 10 factoring company. Great people over there. Hit them up if you're looking to factor.
Yeah, and again, you failed to mention Black Box was recently voted the People's Choice 3PL by the people. So no big deal. Yeah,
Slipped my mind.
Yeah, awesome. Well, Matt, enjoy your weekend. We'll be back at it next week. Yeah.
Enjoy the party. Happy birthday, Abby, if you can hear me.
Thanks, Matt.
Oh goodness. All right. Talk soon.